Excellent. So welcome, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to be here today, and just congratulate yourself right now already for taking a pause in the momentum of life and all the things that we have to do. It can be difficult sometimes to actually stop and take the time to decide what we want and where we want to go. It's very difficult to manifest when you don't know what you want or what you want to create in your life. The process of manifestation requires really crystal clear vision, ideas, and images of what you want to attract and create into your life. And so we're going to take the time to do that here today, and it's going to make a big difference in the coming days, weeks, and months of how you see things unfold. So let's take a moment now just to become really present in the moment. Our power is in the present moment. We are very powerful beings. As women, we have the power to create life. We have so much available to us to not just create a baby or a human being or birth a project or a business or new ideas, but that same power that lives within us can shape our outside reality and our outside world. But when we're disconnected from the present moment, we're also disconnected from our power. So coming into the present and freeing yourself of any thoughts of things you have to do after this call or something that you wish you hadn't said or done before the call, we're just going to leave all that behind for an hour. Let's come together with our breath. So beginning to breathe more deeply, becoming present in your body, noticing where your breath touches the internal landscape of your body as it rolls in and out like waves on the beach. Noticing any parts of your body that may feel tense or even painful or stiff or sore, and just noticing without judgment, sending breath to those parts of the body. And then noticing what parts of your body feel spacious or energized, alive, and connecting with breath to those parts of the body. We'll take another 3 breaths here, just enjoying the juiciness of having this freedom, these moments to just be present. Feel relaxed, connect to your body and the infinite wisdom that is in your body that we'll be tapping into today. One more deep breath, imagining you're breathing in beautiful white light, vitality, creativity, nourishment, wholeness, and exhaling any stagnant or stuck energy, just letting it out. Awesome. So we're going to start today by just writing down, if you have a piece of paper, a journal, you can use that. Otherwise, you can also just make a mental note. Writing down 5 things that you really desire. What do you want right now in this moment? Maybe it has to do with your career, or if you have your own business. It could have to do with relationships, love, finances, money, leisure, fun. It could be something you want to attract into your life, like that romantic partner or an extra $3,000 or $5,000 a month. Or it could also be a way of being. Maybe you want more inner peace or to experience balance. So I'm going to give you a minute now and just write down 5 things that you want. And if you have more than 5, go for it. Keep going until we move on. And you can always build on this list as well, but it's nice with setting intention to take maybe the top 3 or 5 and really focus on those for the exercises that we're doing today. More than 5 can get a little confusing, and you want to really have clear in your mind what it is that you want to create, what are the seeds that you want to plant, so that you can feed energy into those seeds every day. And we're going to set you up with a powerful planting ceremony today where you will plant those seeds and see them starting to grow already. So now that you've written down the top 3 to 5 things that you'd like to manifest, I'm going to take a moment to talk to you about a little bit about conscious manifestation and unconscious manifestation, because we are manifesting no matter what. So we are creating our lives, whether we're doing it consciously or unconsciously. Now, if you have things in your life that you don't like, maybe you're experiencing a real sense of financial lack and it feels really hard to pull money into your life. Or maybe you keep attracting partners who have qualities that you don't enjoy. So the good news is that you're in control, and it's actually reflecting back to you an unconscious fear or perhaps pain from the past, painful experiences from childhood, and it's showing up in your reality so that you can shift internally and change. So sometimes it's scary to take ownership of our lives and what's unfolding in our lives, but when we do, it gives us the power to create change in our lives. I'll give you an example that I shared before. I was raised by a single mother until I was 12. And although I was fortunate enough that we lived with my grandparents, it was a wonderful experience. My mom was working different jobs, and I know that she had this fear around lack, around meeting bills and being able to make ends meet and provide everything for me that I needed and wanted with dance classes, etc. And I took on that fear of lack and fear of being able to pay my bills and to meet those monthly things that we need to pay, whether it's food or a new winter jacket or rent. And I've had my business for just about 8 years now. And so in the early years of my business, I noticed that I was totally manifesting this pattern of just getting by. And when I really started to take a deeper look at why is this going on, I realized that I had this fear, this deep-rooted fear that was living in my body. And so with manifestation, those fears that are inside of us will show up in our reality. And the reason that happens, as I mentioned, is that so we can clear them, so we can recognize what it is and clear it and shift it. But if we don't take ownership and we just feel like life isn't giving us a fair shot or a fair chance, or, oh, I have no control and this is just the way my life is, then you're not going to change the cycle and the pattern. Because those of you who have chosen to show up today and to be here today, I know that you're already in a place where you're curious about being able to create change in your life and attract money or love or opportunities or the career, whatever it is that your heart desires. You are totally worth it. You deserve it. And I'm doing this webinar today because I have a deep passion in supporting women to reach their goals. One, because I feel like as women who are leading with their hearts and making decisions for their businesses, it ripples into, or their careers or love, it also ripples into the family. If you have children, your kids see that you are empowered in making choices. The other reason I'm really passionate about helping women to attract money is because I feel like it's time for the economic power to shift into the hands of these women who are leading with their hearts. And I want to help support women clear the old money baggage, clear the fears to pull in that money, as well as with love. My drive to support women in attracting love is not because I believe in fairy tales and we're all going to have these, happily ever after life partners, although you can if that's what you want, but it's because the work and the process leading up to attracting love is about loving yourself and healing your relationship to your body and owning your divinity and seeing yourself as that radiant goddess and treating yourself in that way. And when we do that, I feel like we are bringing a wonderful energy to the earth. In connecting to our bodies, we connect to the earth because our body is completely made of the elements of the earth. And as we start caring for ourselves, I believe that ripples into also caring for our planet. So those are some of the big whys that are driving me to be here today and to go into this piece about unconscious manifestation and conscious manifestation so that you can take a look at these patterns in your life and just think about it and reflect about it and go, okay, maybe there's an unconscious belief that I'm not worthy of love. My father also abandoned my mother and I, took all the money, took everything when I was just a baby. And you'd think that fear of abandonment, because I was so young, wouldn't be there. But it was. And so that's another thing that I've worked through, that once I had healed that fear of abandonment and healed that relationship with my father in my own self, the quality of men that I attracted just totally transformed. And my ability to open to receive love also widened, and I was able to receive the love that was coming towards me. So again, that's just another example of some of the things you may have experienced in your life that is impacting your reality, even if you don't know it. So taking this step today to consciously plant the seeds of what you want is a really powerful yes to yourself. And it's a statement to the universe, God, creator, divine love, whatever it is that you believe in. It's a statement that I'm ready to take the reins back into my life. And so I invite you to also just be open to anything that might surface after this call, because as we take the reins and say I'm ready to take control, stuff might come up. And so I'll give you a couple tools right now actually to deal with any fears that do surface or old memories that might be, a little bit painful, even if it's just, maybe something embarrassing that happened when you were in grade 2 and your skirt was tucked into your panties and everyone laughed at you. Those kind of things, when we're so small, actually impact us. So don't be surprised if you have any memories or any fears surface. The good news is that when this stuff surfaces, it's leaving your body and coming in from the unconscious places and coming into your awareness and your consciousness, and that's when we can really deal with it. So here's a couple tools that you can use whenever, and this is whatever, after this call or not, whether fear arises, when you experience fear, when you experience self-doubt, these tools are going to help you with that too. Because another really important part about manifestation is weeding out the doubt. So you need to believe fully that you can have that money, that love, those opportunities. So these two tools I'm going to give you now will help you deal with fear and self-doubt as it arises, because it will. As we move towards our power and towards our dreams, whatever is in between your power, you and your power as a woman, whatever is between that stuck energy, that stagnant old belief system is going to be revealed. So here's one. The first tip, and we can do this right now, is using breath and color. And it's such a simple exercise, and you can do it anywhere. So if you have a fear, any fear right now, so you can look back to, or doubt, you can look back to that list of 3 to 5 things that you want in your life that you just created and just notice any doubt any voice that says, oh, you'll never be able to buy a house, or you'll never be able to earn $20,000 in a month. Just notice that voice. Notice the fear or the doubt around that. Now, what you're going to do is close your eyes and give that fear a color, any color. And we're going to, this is about a 3-minute exercise, so just settle in, get comfy, and breathe in white light. So we're going to imagine we're breathing in this beautiful white light, breathing it into our whole bodies, and breathing out that color, whatever color it is. So you can imagine there's almost like a fog, a dense fog of color that's coming out of your mouth as you're breathing out. And as you breathe in, you're breathing in that beautiful white light, and you may even know where in your body the fear is living because you get a sense of tension or like a pit or a knot in your stomach. So if you can feel in your body where that fear is living, send the breath directly there and really see it being filled with that white light. So we're going to do about 12 more breath cycles, breathing in that beautiful light again. Exhaling the color. And as you breathe out that color, sometimes you might even see like almost like blocks of energy, like it almost might be like a material thing that's also coming out. And that's fine. Just whatever you see is okay. Breathing in that beautiful white light. And this white light represents divine love. It represents your spirit. It represents healing and wholeness and your power. And we're bringing in this light consciously to replace the old that was there. So when you move old, stuck, and stagnant energy, you always want to replace it with something. So let's do another 6 breaths. And noticing that as you're breathing out the color, it starts to get lighter because you're actually shifting and moving energy. And if you feel like, oh, I don't believe it or this doesn't work, that's okay. You don't have to believe it. It works anyway. Just follow my guidance and try it out. It's definitely not going to hurt you. That's for sure. It wouldn't do anything that's going to hurt you in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah, the container here is really safe to explore. Another 4 breaths. Breathing deeply, breathing into your belly. We have muscles that can guide our breath all the way down to our pelvic floor at the base of our vagina. So yes, we have one main diaphragm, but we can actually send our breath. We have all these little muscles that act as smaller diaphragms. So send it deep. That also acts to relax your nervous system and bring you into a parasympathetic nervous system state, I guess you could call it, which is very relaxing. So now in these last 2 breaths, just noticing that you're exhaling the very faintest version of this color. And your body is now filled with this beautiful white light. And another breath, you're going to breathe in that white light and breathing out that white light as well. And any residue that is left of this fear or doubt is just going to be healed and transformed by this beautiful light that you've filled your body with. So you can use your hands to rub some part of your body, legs, hips, stomach, breasts, any part of your body. And just knowing that when you do open your eyes, it's going to feel like they've been bathed in beautiful, crystal clean, sparkling water. You're going to feel more refreshed and nourished. So opening your eyes, taking a deep breath, stretching, give yourself a nice stretch and smile. So that's the first tool of the two that I'm going to share with you that is really going to take up your manifestation to the next level. And I have so many examples of this, real life examples. I'll share one with you. And I love this one. I've shared it before because I think it's so powerful. I was in a place where I hadn't been tracking my finances properly, and I suddenly realized that I needed $2,000, and I'm a total creative brain, so it's taken me a lot of work to get to the place that I'm at now with being organized with money and with my business and with my team and those who are supporting me, and so it wasn't always like this. So I was in a place where I needed $2,000 within 5 days, or else it was going to be a big problem, and I was potentially going to lose my home that I was living in. So I realized, okay, I need to put this manifestation to work immediately, and I know that I can't let any fear or doubt come in because it's totally going to sabotage what I need to happen. So I had 5 days. I said, I need $2,000 by Tuesday. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. And for those 5 days, and I manifest dance as my business, right? So I use the sacred tool of dance as our ancestors have for thousands of years to manifest as well. So I did my manifestation dance, I planted my seeds, and then I weeded out the fear and the doubt every time it came in. What if that money doesn't come? What am I going to do? What's going to happen? I just forget it. The money is coming. The money is coming. And on Tuesday, I went and looked in my mailbox. I hadn't had, some big client sign up. I was in tears Tuesday morning. I woke up. I went down to my mailbox. I flipped quickly through the mail. I didn't see anything but junk mail. Then I looked again, and I saw something for me. And there had been a check that was lost. It was for I'm also a sociologist, so I had done some community development work for the government. And the check was lost in the mail for more than 2 months. And you know how it is trying to get money from the government. Impossible, nearly impossible to get another check, issued within any reasonable amount of time. And so on Tuesday, I looked in my mailbox and I had a check for actually way more than $2,000. So that's one example. I have so many, but that's one example of how imperative it is to weed out the doubts that are in your body, because that fear is it's like putting up the umbrella. The universe, God creator, whatever you refer to it as, is raining down abundance on us. We live on this very abundant planet. The earth is not, trying so hard to grow trees and flowers and all of these fruits, and it just happens, and we're part of the earth. We're here. When we come here, it's a fully paid, all expenses in trip this lifetime, and we have the power to change our circumstances if we're not born into great circumstances. We have that power. So the fear is almost like having an umbrella up, and so all of this abundance and beauty and opportunity is coming, and you have your umbrella up, and it's just going all around you, and you have no access to it. So that's how powerful those fears and those doubts that live inside of us are. And when we feed them, when you have that thought, I'll never attract the love of my life. Holy cow. Then you go in a little further. I'm going to be lonely forever. I'm not attractive enough. I'm not this enough. That is like mega, mega blockage. You're right. You're never going to attract the love of your life because that's what you're manifesting. So here's the second tool that's really going to change your game with creating the life of your dreams. And again, it's really simple. Like that one with breath and light, like using color and the white light that you breathe in. That exercise can be done at any time. How long did that take us? No more than 5 minutes. You can actively use these tools, and it's going to make a big difference. The second tool that I want to share with you is how to deal with the fear and the doubt as it surfaces in your thought process. You can use the one with breath and color, and that's a phenomenal exercise, really powerful. The other one is how to witness and observe it without forcing it back down. So one of the patterns that we often do in our society, in our culture, is when we experience an emotion, a feeling that rises that we don't like, we push it back down into the body. So even, for example, you're about to cry in public, you swallow it. You take it back down because you're not comfortable with it. Now, that might not be true. Me personally, I'll cry wherever I am. I don't care. If it needs to come out, it needs to come out. So when you have fear or doubt arise, you have that list in front of you. Maybe it's buy a piece of land and have, a beautiful home with sustainable energy sources and have it be off the grid. It could be anything. I'll give you an example of a fear or a doubt that might creep in. I'll never have enough money to buy that land, or I'll never be able to find a partner, a romantic partner, a life partner who will want to commit to that dream with me, or my children would never be happy there. Any of these thoughts that kind of sabotage, in my coaching training, they called it the saboteur. So how to deal with those thoughts without pushing it back down? The image that you can imagine is being a witness. So as you see these thoughts coming through, you can witness them without feeding them. And I'll give you an example that helps illustrate that feeling or that way of being. Let's say your thoughts are like dogs, and they're running by in your head, and it's part of being human. Like the thoughts are like waves on the sea of consciousness, of awareness. They're always going to be there, and it's part of the excitement of being alive, this process of thinking and creating and getting ideas. So, I've studied Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism. I did all kinds of meditation for years and still do. And the goal is not to stop the thoughts. They're going to come anyway. So you have this thought, and it's a dog, and it's running along, and the thought is, you're not good enough to get that promotion in your career. So it's running along. You have two choices right now. You either feed the dog a steak or you don't. And the dog keeps running, and like a bubble that surfaces on a stream, it just pops and disappears. So when you have that thought of, I'm not beautiful enough, let's say, to attract the man of my dreams, you witness, wow, I just saw myself say that I'm not beautiful. There is another part of you who is wise, who knows that you are beautiful, and it doesn't matter what you look like. I'm actually in a documentary right now that's starring me that's going to be out in a few months, and it's about beauty and sensuality and my experience of beauty and sensuality and being here and then living in West Africa and having a totally different ideal of beauty and not being the opposite of that society's ideal. This woman I see myself as kind of like a stick, or I used to, straight down. I don't have these big, voluptuous curves. And then I've also shaved my head and came back here. So beauty is all relative, and there is some part of you that knows no matter what you look like, you're beautiful, you're divine, you are a goddess no matter what. And so you see that thought running by, you witness it, acknowledge it. Okay, some part of me feels that I'm not beautiful, or some part of me feels that there's no way in hell I could raise an extra, or earn an extra $4,000 this month. Then you let it go and tune into your inner wisdom. And after this part of our conversation, I'm going to give you an exercise that will help you tune into the wisdom of your body and guide you through that, because we all have an inner wise woman. We all have the knowledge of our, what can be referred to as our higher self, our spirit, that is infinitely wise and knows that that is not true, knows that, yeah, sure, you could get those extra few clients or get that promotion to bring in extra money, you could. And if it's a career change, maybe you attract a totally different position or job, or it can come in many different ways, but it will come. So that, I'll summarize for you, that process, you want to witness and observe the fear or the doubt as it arises so that you don't push it back down into the shadow material, is what it's referred to in Jungian psychology, into the shadow parts of our consciousness. No, that's not what you want to do. You want to acknowledge it and actually be grateful that it's coming up. Wow, I'm actually grateful that these fears and these doubts are coming up, because it means that they're coming into my consciousness. And when you shine the light of your awareness on these fears, of these doubt, like, or limiting beliefs, like it's hard to get money, that judgment, that thought is just energy. And when you shine the light of your awareness on that thought, it just neutralizes. So yes, celebrate that these fears come up. That might be a really odd thing to think right now. Even these thoughts that are judgmental against yourself, like I even still, will look in the mirror in the morning and go, oh, I look ugly today. And now I catch myself and I go, whoa, nullify that statement. That is totally not true. And also, I don't judge myself for that thought coming up. So there's no need to judge yourself for these thoughts and these limiting beliefs, these fears, self-doubt. You don't need to judge yourself when it comes up either, because that's only going to create problems as well. So I have the thought, I look ugly this morning. I catch it. I acknowledge it. Okay, some part of me is feeling a low self-worth, or is not feeling beautiful. Okay, that's fine. But I know that I'm beautiful, and I know that beauty is coming from the inside out. And I can shave my head. I can gain weight. I can do all of these things and still be beautiful. So that's how you can catch it in the process and then transform it and replace it, like we did with moving in the white light and moving out the color. You want to replace that old thought with something new. Very important. So once you've acknowledged it, move it out and replace it. Yes, I know that I can attract 4 new clients or get 10 new membership signups. Whatever it is, yes, I know that's true. So that's a really powerful process, and those 2 things alone can really change your game. If you're adamant and you're diligent to this process and you're committed to what you want to create in your life, if you practice this with diligence, wow, things are going to shift for you big time. So let's go a little deeper with setting our intentions. You have your list of 3 to 5 things that you want to manifest. Maybe you want to get a little clearer with those. Are those goals things that you want to manifest by, the end of the year? Are they things you want to manifest this week? So I'm going to give you some time now to take your paper and take your list and make a few decisions here. When are you going to manifest this by? When do you want this by? And kind of just make a note. This is what I want to happen today. This is what I want to happen within the next month. This is what I want to happen within the next year. So I'm going to invite you to also expand your list. And so if you've gone through and put timelines on all, just add, just keep going. Just keep that clarity and that stream of what you want to create in your life, whether it's a way of being. I want to feel inner peace. I want to be free of anxiety. I want to experience a balance between work and play. I want to be more organized. Valid. You can have it all. Yeah, you can. And it's going to take time for it all to unfold, but the success starts with planting the seeds. And so, yay, that you're here right now and we're doing it. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes right now to work on that. I'll give you another 1 minute, and you know, you can feel free to work on this list. It can be an ongoing thing after this call. Okay, so now that you have a little more clarity around the list and what you want to attract or create into your life, or how you want to be and feel in your daily life, let's take a look at what you want to, or what you need to let go of to be able to get there. What are some of the fears, so that you have an idea already of what might surface or what might stop you or block you? What are some of the fears that you already see transparent? And write those down. Again, without judgment. Don't judge yourself as bad for having these fears. It's not bad. Whatever they are, whatever the doubt is, whatever the fear is, it's not good, bad, or otherwise. It just is, and once you know what it is, you can work with it. So I'm going to give you a minute or two now just to write out possible thoughts that come through your mind. I'm not good enough, or there's no way that could happen. Just get it out on paper. Maybe it's, you know, I'll always have anxiety, or I'll always have money struggles, or I'll always be alone. Write it down. Be honest with yourself. Whatever is there, be honest with yourself. And now you have the ability to move and work with it. When you're honest with yourself, what's there? I'll give you another minute. And if you feel like you're done, just come back to your breath. Connect with your body. All right, excellent. So now We're going to do another little guided visualization where I'm going to guide you in connecting to your body's wisdom. And one of the places in your body that is very wise is your womb. This is the part of our body where we create human beings. When you have a project, a business, any of these things, something that you're launching, whether your project is, it could be anything. It could be the project of cleaning out your closets to writing a book to, a launch for your business, like any kind of project you could think of. There's a gestation period from the time that you get the idea, even if it's very short. It could also be very long. When I was rebranding my business, I took 9 months. Then I had a little clay pot, and I just put words in for 9 months and just let that was like my womb, and I let it sit there and just using those words as the seeds of intention that I was planting for my business, of what I wanted it to be and what I wanted it to evolve into, which included international retreats, which is now happening. Like all of these things that I wanted, those seeds that I planted are, some have come into fruition and others are unfolding. One was to be in a film. So there's all these things that, yes, these seeds have sprouted, they've grown, and they've borne fruit. They've come to fruition. So our womb, getting back to our womb, so powerful part of our body. Our womb is connected to our sacral chakra. So the chakra system is basically just different energy centers. There's 7 main energy centers in the body, and it's based in ancient India and those parts of the world, probably in Tibet as well. They worked with the chakra system. So the sacral area of our body is just below your belly button, above your pubic bone. It's your lower abdomen, where your womb is, where your female organs are. And that is our place of power. It's also a place that holds fear. So the fears that are associated with that chakra has to do with relationships, relationship to yourself, relationship to money, relationships with employees at work, setting your own healthy boundaries in relationship. It's all about relationship and creativity. So if you have fears there, these fears are also, diluting your power. So that breath color exercise can be another way to move fear. Science has actually discovered brain cells that are just the same as the cells in our brain in our wombs. I could go on and on about this stuff, and I won't. I had a whole other online course called Wild Woman Medicine. It's all about this. That's just finishing up. All about the intelligence of our womb and vagina and how science has actually studied and is beginning to understand this loop that happens that goes from our brain to our vagina through the pelvic nerve, and it's actually much more a part of our decision-making progress, our creativity, our ability to set goals and reach goals, motivation than you would ever believe. So the visualization I'm going to guide you in now is simply to connect with the wisdom that is there. That is what we're connecting with. And we're going to go over by maybe 2 or 3 minutes after 11. As you know, I had a couple technical difficulties at the beginning of our call, so we'll go past a couple minutes. So just tuning in now, closing your eyes, placing a hand on your lower abdomen, and imagining that there is a path, just deepening into this feeling of relaxation and seeing yourself walk on this path that's leading to your sacred garden. This is your special place that is for no one else. And just imagining how it smells. Are you in the heart of a deep forest? Are you walking along a beach? Are you in a meadow coming to a clearing with a pond? What kind of flowers are there? What kind of animals are there? Butterflies? Are there roses or lilies? Just imagining maybe there's a pond, waterfalls, a beautiful place that's just for you. And you're going to reach into your pocket, noticing that you have some seeds in your pocket. And you take them out and they're beautiful. These seeds shine luminescent, rainbow colors. They have light in them. And these are the seeds of the intention that you want to plant today. Maybe there are 3, 4, 5 intentions that you're going to plant. And so looking for a place that feels right in this magical garden. Perhaps there's a tree. And this tree is going to support you and provide fertile ground. Perhaps you're going to plant them in the water and they're going to come up as lilies. So finding that perfect place to plant your seeds, go over and make a hole in the earth and drop your seeds in and take a moment to connect with what are these intentions that you're planting. And then you're going to cover over the seeds, filling them in with earth, or if you drop them in your pond, watch them sink down into the mud. And you're going to send them some energy. Imagine you have a watering can, a magical watering can, and it has beautiful liquid light in it. So you're going to pour this liquid light over your seeds and notice that it reaches the seeds, connects with them, nourishes them. This liquid light is filled with love. That's all it is. It's made with love. And the love is what's going to give these seeds the incentive to sprout their roots, just like little babies. They need some love. So watching as they sprout little roots, little hairs that are just reaching their way, knowing that you can come back to this place anytime and water, nourish your seeds. But also knowing that they've been planted and they've taken root. And energetically, on the energetic plane, these seeds are coming into manifestation without doubt. It's already happened. The process of unfolding is already happening. So now you're going to just listen to hear that there's somebody who is coming, who is your inner wise woman. You could see it as a goddess. You could see her as a wise grandmother, knowing that she has your highest purpose, highest healing, and highest truth at her heart. She loves you, adores you, believes in you, and she's coming to give you a gift. And she has a message for you as well. So you can greet her however you choose. You can hug her, you can bow your head, You can just simply give a smile, acknowledge this beautiful wise woman inside of you. And then you're going to listen. What does she have to say? What is her words of wisdom that will guide you for today? And also noticing that she has a little gift for you. So notice what the gift is, and if you don't know what it's for, ask what it's for. So take your gift, put it in your pocket, and take the beauty, the light, the life energy, the peacefulness, the vitality of your garden with you in your heart and your body, knowing that you can come back here at any time. Beginning to deepen your breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, knowing that you're going to feel more relaxed when you open your eyes, that you're going to feel more whole, more powerful, more confident, and also more at ease. Opening your eyes now, take a nice stretch, smile, and so yeah, you can go into visualization at any time. If you're looking to connect to higher wisdom that overrides the fears and the doubts that can sabotage your manifestation process, you can go into that wise woman inside of yourself, connect with your room, check out what knowledge and wisdom is there, because you already have all the tools to get you where you want to go. It's all there. We're going to end our call now, and so for those of you who would like support in discovering where you're stuck, where there's stuck energy, or what the fears are that are blocking you, perhaps you've already been on this journey of personal growth and, relationship with money and love. And Tiff's going to put up the final slide. And if you have any questions as well, you're welcome to type them into the box. So yeah, I would love to offer to you a 20-minute complimentary call where we can go in and take a look, and I can guide you to see where you may be blocked in your thought process that is subconscious. There could be old beliefs that stem back to childhood. There could be fears that you don't know about that are blocking love from your life or money from your life. So I'm gifting that to you. The offer is valid until September 25th. So I would say sign up now. All you have to do is email me at info@manifestdance.com, and we'll schedule in your 20-minute session. There's no obligation to do anything more than spend that time together. And by the end of that session, I guarantee and I promise, you're going to have clarity about at least your main major block that's blocking you right now. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for taking the time to invest in your life, because it affects our earth and it affects our future. It affects those around you. So may you have a wonderful new moon, and may your seeds of intention bear beautiful fruit. Talk to you soon. Bye.